How to train sales reps for cold calling mastery. Cold calling in 2025. Still effective, far less forgiving. Cold calling isn't dead in B2B, it's just harder to get right. With the average cold call success rate around 2.3% in 2025, down from 4.82% in 2024, random dialing and hope is basically a tax on your pipeline. If you want consistent meetings, you need a repeatable training system, not heroic reps. The math is what forces the issue. Typical connect rates sit around 3 to 10%, and it often takes 18+ dials to reach one prospect. That's why teams that treat cold calling like a skill, with coaching, QA, and practice, keep booking meetings while everyone else declares the channel broken. And the channel still clearly works when done well. About 72% of B2B sales orgs still rely on cold calling, and roughly 78 to 82% of buyers say they've accepted meetings or purchased because of a cold call. The opportunity is real, the bar is simply higher, especially for SDR teams and any sales development agency expected to produce qualified pipeline on schedule. Train to mastery by defining the funnel, not the vibe. Cold calling mastery can't be a personality trait, it has to be a measurable outcome. The fastest way to make training stick is to define what good looks like at each stage: connects, real conversations, meetings booked, and meetings held. When we see teams struggle, it's usually because they only track dials and hope the rest takes care of itself. A tight scorecard also prevents lazy coaching. Instead of telling reps to make more calls, managers can diagnose exactly where the funnel leaks: low connect rate, data targeting problem, low conversation rate, opening problem, low call to meeting rate, discovery CTA problem, or low show rate, meeting quality and handoff problem. That kind of precision matters because sales training can improve conversion rates by up to 38% when it's structured and reinforced. Use the table below as a practical baseline and adjust targets to your ICP, list quality, and segment. The goal isn't to chase industry averages, it's to standardize language so every manager and rep is coaching the same funnel in the same way. Build a 30-60-90 plan that forces real practice. One-time boot camps create a short spike in confidence and a long plateau in results. Cold calling is a live, perishable skill, and most reps don't get enough structured repetition to build real fluency, especially when 64% of salespeople say their initial cold calling training was inadequate. The fix is straightforward: a 90-day curriculum that blends short learning modules with weekly live practice and call review. The key is sequencing. Start with ICP clarity and messaging fundamentals, then add call framework mechanics, then ramp personalization and objections, and finally, tighten meeting quality and handoff. Reps should prove competency before they earn more autonomy. Otherwise, you end up with an outsourced sales team inside your own org where everyone improvises a different pitch and leadership can't diagnose what's broken. You don't need more content, you need more reps on the phone's time under supervision. If your managers can protect one weekly block for call listening and role plays, you'll see faster skill compounding than any enablement slide deck can deliver. Teach a call framework, not a script, and anchor it to ICP. Over-scripting is one of the fastest ways to make capable reps sound robotic. Prospects can hear telemarketing voice in the first few seconds, and reps freeze the moment a conversation goes off script. Instead, train a simple framework reps can execute in their own words: pattern interrupt, value hook, permission, discovery, and a clear next step. Frameworks only work when the underlying message is specific, so your training should start with ICP and persona pains, then map those pains to a few crisp value props and proof points. If you skip that step, reps default to generic pitches, and even good technique won't convert because the message doesn't land. Finally, treat tools as part of the curriculum, not an afterthought. Dialers, CRMs, and data platforms can become distractions if reps don't know how to disposition calls, tag objections, and write fast notes while momentum is high. This is where a mature B2B sales agency, outbound sales agency, or SDR agency tends to outperform internal teams. The workflow is already standardized and reinforced through QA. If your training doesn't include repeated role plays and real call reviews, you don't have a program, you have a document. Turn coaching into a weekly operating rhythm. Training sets the baseline. Coaching turns it into consistent performance. Organizations with formal coaching programs see about a 19% increase in productivity and roughly 22% higher win rates, which is why weekly call reviews are one of the highest ROI habits you can build. The aim isn't to catch mistakes, it's to create fast feedback loops that change behavior on the next call block. Coach the funnel stage that's failing, not the rep's personality. A rep with low connect rate needs better targeting, list-building services, and dialing windows, not a new opener. A rep with decent connects but weak meetings needs sharper discovery and tighter next steps. This is how you avoid the most common management mistake, coaching only on volume while quality quietly collapses. Make scorecards simple enough to use every week. Dials, connect rate, conversation rate, call to meeting rate, and show rate. Then require reps to self-diagnose before the one-to-one by bringing one good call and one lost call. That one habit builds pattern recognition quickly and keeps coaching grounded in real evidence. Make objection handling a team sport and keep a living library. Objections aren't interruptions, they're the curriculum. Instead of hoping reps pick it up, run a recurring objection dojo, where reps bring tough moments from live calls and the team workshoppers better responses. The goal is a shared structure. Acknowledge, reframe, then ask a question or micro-commitment, so reps stay calm and conversational under pressure. This is also where teams waste months with the wrong approach. If you only do a one-time onboarding, skills decay fast and reps slide into bad habits. If you overscript, they sound unnatural. If you ignore ICP fundamentals, objections multiply because the pitch is too generic. A living objection library fixes this by capturing what actually works in your market and turning it into fast, searchable coaching assets. AI can help here, but it can't replace training. Some stats suggest AI-powered dialing systems can drive a 35% higher connection rate, which is meaningful when connects are scarce. But those extra connects only matter if reps can handle the first pushback and earn the next step. Tools should amplify good callers. They can't compensate for untrained cold callers. Instrument your stack for QA, then optimize the message in the wild. Most teams set up their CRM to log activity, not to coach performance. If you want continuous improvement, configure dispositions, tags, and call reasons so managers can filter recordings by persona, objection, and outcome in seconds. Once you do that, call recordings become your most valuable training asset, more practical than any internal wiki. Build a call library that's labeled and searchable by industry, title, and scenario. Reps should tag their own calls, write a short self-assessment, and then review the same call with a manager. This is how you create shared language across the team and accelerate learning. Over time, you'll also see which talk tracks travel well across segments and which only work in one niche. Optimization should be multi-channel, not phone only. Strong teams coordinate B2B cold calling with email and LinkedIn touches, whether that's in-house or through a cold email agency and LinkedIn outreach services partner. The goal is simple. Improve relevance per touch so your connect-to-conversation rate rises even when the broader market gets noisier. Decide when to build in-house versus outsource, and keep skills certified. If you have consistent management bandwidth, clean ICP, and the discipline to run weekly coaching, you can absolutely build an internal cold calling team. But if you're missing any of those pieces, sales outsourcing can be a faster path to pipeline, especially when you need predictable execution and don't want your AEs managing SDR enablement by default. This is where evaluating cold calling companies and B2B cold calling services becomes practical, not philosophical. The right partner should bring more than cold call services. You want a system, trained SDRs, QA, list quality controls, reporting that maps to your funnel stages, and the ability to adapt messaging quickly as you learn. At SalesHive, we think about this like an operating model, not a campaign, because performance comes from consistent coaching, clean data, and tight execution, not one clever script. Whether you build or outsource, keep skills sharp with quarterly certifications. Reps should recertify on the framework, top objections, and updated messaging as your market shifts. Cold calling will keep changing, but teams that treat training like a living program, supported by coaching and QA, will keep turning conversations into meetings long after the cold calling is dead take rotates out again.